Scarlett Strickland, tell me a little bit about your project.
Okay, so I decided to text my friends every day to see if they would respond faster because my friends respond really slow, as you can tell on the results. My sister responded in under an hour on average, and everyone else took a little bit longer. And it was really fun
Okay, so why did you decide to do this project?
because like I said earlier, my friends respond really slow. And I wanted them to respond faster because like the one time I really needed my friends to respond because I forgot my book at school and they didn't respond till like 3 days later. I was like, that doesn't help me now.
So you picked a topic that was really personal to you. I like that. So what did you learn through all of this? Something you didn't know before?
That people, it doesn't matter like how you text them or when you text them. It just depends like if they're on their phone or not, or if they have the time. And it depends like my mom, she works from 9 to 5 and my sister goes to school from like 9 to 3. So obviously if I text my mom and my sister at 4, my sister was most likely to respond faster because she's not at work.
Excellent. So what did you think was going to happen? What was your hypothesis?
I thought that my sister would respond faster.
Did it come true?
Kind of.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they all responded in whenever they could, but my sister did respond faster than everyone else, so it's a kind of.
Okay, so what was your independent variable?
My independent variable was my friends.
Okay, and you were looking for what as your dependent variable?
I was looking to see if they would respond faster.
Okay, now we've been doing this since October. What was your favorite part of this whole process?
Probably seeing their responses, because I don't really text my friends, hey. I usually say like, hey, so-and-so, like, blah, blah, whatever. But when I was just saying, hey, they were like, hey, question mark?
Very interesting. Thank you so much, Scarlett.
You're welcome.
AJ Slyman, tell me about your project.
So I shot free throws in basketball and see if I could practice to get better at it
Okay, why did you choose to do this project?
because I like playing basketball a lot.
Okay, and as you were doing this project, is there something that you learned that you never knew before?
Yeah, I learned that you have to follow through like a lot more with your hands with that, like stuff like that.
Okay, so what was your hypothesis? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought I was gonna get better at shooting free throws.
And did it work?
Yep.
It did. Excellent. So what did you change? Did you change the area or were they all free throws?
They were all free throws.
Okay, did you time yourself or how many baskets did you make?
I did out of 10
Out of 10. Excellent.
for
Okay.
a week.
For a week. Wow. All right. And where did you do this? In your backyard? At a court?
I went to the Y.
To the Y. Excellent. Okay. So AJ, we've been doing this project since October. What was your favorite part of the whole process?
My favorite part was putting my board together because I like to see like everything laid out.
I love that. Thank you, AJ. Brady Merck, tell me a little bit about your project.
So what I did is I lined up a handheld garden sprayer at the end of my hallway, and I also lined up a tape measure, which was 15 feet long, at the foot of the garden sprayer. I pumped the garden sprayer up 5 times, and then I sprayed it, and then I kept adding 5 pumps every single time, until I got to 50 pumps, which the final spray went to 9 feet 10 inches.
Wow. So why did you decide to do this project?
Because I was always interested in planes and jets, so I wanted to do it on that.
Some type of propelling, right? Okay, and as you were doing this project, was there something that you learned that you never knew before?
Yeah, I learned that if you increase the amount of compression, you get more consistent results with thrusting a plane than if you increase the temperature.
Excellent. Okay, so let's talk about what your hypothesis was. When you started, what did you think was going to happen?
I thought if I increased the pressure, it would not go as far as if I increased the heat. But when I did that, I increased the pressure. It was actually really consistent, but when I increased the heat, it was all over the place until I got too hot, which it went the farthest it ever went.
Okay.
It was 10 feet 10 inches.
Wow, that is so incredible. So what were you using to measure? You were measuring...
I was measuring in distance and feet.
Excellent. So, Brady, we've been doing this project since October. What was your favorite part of this whole process?
Doing the experiment.
I love it. Thank you, Brady. So, Gavin Jacko, tell me about your project.
My project is about light. How I did my project was I went into my room, closed the door, and darkened my room. Then after I darkened my room, I climbed on my bunk bed and I got my ruler. And from 10, 20, and 30 centimeters, I recorded the numerical distance of my light.
That's excellent. So now tell me, you did this project. Why? Why did you pick this project?
Because I really like physics and light in general, and I like how they work.
Okay, so as you were doing your project, what did you learn that you didn't know about before?
As you can see here, sometimes in trial 3 and 2, from 10 centimeters, it could be lower than 20 centimeters, the numerical distance. Whereas it's supposed to work like 10 centimeters is the highest number, 20 centimeters is the second highest number, and 30 is the third highest number. But sometimes 20 and 30 centimeters could be even higher than 10 centimeters or higher than each other.
That's interesting. So when you started this project, you had to make a hypothesis on what you thought would happen. What was your hypothesis?
The intensity of light will dim down the farther I go away from the source.
Were you right?
A bit.
Okay.
Partially.
All right. So you were kind of partially right. That's awesome.
Yes.
So you changed the changed the different lights, and then you did measuring your distance.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now we've been doing this, Gavin, since October. What was your favorite part of this whole process?
Well, probably the part where I got up, like in my bed in general, and recorded it because I like the hands-on experience, and it was Christmas break as well, so yeah.
That's right, you had some extra time, and I'm going to show them that it is called Light It Up. All right, thank you, Gavin. Dominic Valent, tell me about your project.
So I was testing how aware people are of their surroundings. I did this by getting a small table and a couple small objects that really didn't matter. And I did this in a small room, just a one-on-one conversation. I asked about 10 questions, and then I asked them at the end how many items I take off the table, which is what I recorded.
Excellent. So where'd you get the idea to do this?
I got this from the little, I don't know what you would call it, but it's just a show called Brain Games. They did this by testing something called situational awareness, except they did this more in an outside confined space by testing it with like driving a car or with certain like objects maybe flying in or going around cones. But I want to try it in a more confined space. And this also goes with my hopefully future job in FBI agent.
Excellent. Okay, so as you were doing this project, was there something you learned that you never knew before?
Not really. Other than my hypothesis maybe disagreed with.
Yeah, why don't you tell me your hypothesis? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought that the older you are, the less self-aware you would be, which is what my research also said. But I was proven wrong. Then again, I don't know if I did something wrong or maybe something screwed up.
Okay, so your hypothesis didn't come out the way you thought it. How did it come out?
It came out that actually in the end, the older people might have done better than some of the younger people.
Really? Okay, so what was your independent variable?
Independent variable was like each basically person I asked questions to.
Okay, and what were you looking for?
I was looking for how many items they guessed out of 6. But I did not tell them out of 6 because that would have ruined how many. They just would have guessed 6 every time.
Right. Okay. So you had to keep a little bit of an element. Okay. Well, so Dominic, we've been doing this for 4 months. What was your favorite part of this whole process?
I think it was definitely making the board. It let me get creative and kind of do my own thing with it.
Yeah, and the judges are going to be able to see a nice close-up of your board. So thank you very much, Dominic. Zach Moore, tell me about your project.
I took an egg and put it in a container of water, and I put 1/2 tablespoon of salt every day until I got to 1/4 tablespoons of salt.
Okay, and as you were doing this project, is there something that you learned that you never knew before?
That if an egg could float or not.
Excellent. Now, why did you choose to do this type of project?
Because I found it on the internet and my mom said it sounded really fun, and I thought it would be fun too.
Okay, so tell me what you thought was going to happen. What was your hypothesis?
I thought when I got to 4.5 tablespoons of salt, the egg would float.
Okay, so you were coming up with a specific amount. That's awesome.
Yes.
Were you right?
No.
No. Okay, so tell me what really did happen.
The egg did not float after I put 4.5 tablespoons of salt. I may have needed more, and I may have needed less water.
Oh, excellent. Good thought. Okay, so your independent variable was
The water. Not the water. The salt and
the salt amount in the water,
Yeah, the
right?
salt.
That's what you were
Yeah.
changing? Okay, and then you were looking to see if it would
float.
float or not float, and you have great charts. Good job, and they'll be able to see that a little closer. Okay, so Charlie, Zachary, we've been doing this since October. What was your favorite part of the whole project?
My favorite part was making the board and cutting out everything and gluing everything and yeah.
All right, Zach, great job.